gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' bright glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Please be seated. Penn State Wilkes-Barre is a historical campus of Penn State University. It was established in 1916 when a group of Penn State graduates working through the Wilkes-Barre Chamber of Commerce and the Rotary Club officially asked Penn State to offer engineering classes in the area. In November of that same year, the first classes were held in subjects like surveying, reinforced concrete, mechanics, and advanced mathematics. Today, the Wilkes-Barre campus offers 9 baccalaureate degrees and 4 associate degrees. Students can begin at our campus and complete their degrees at another Penn State campus, or remain with us and earn one of our bachelor or associate degrees. Our graduates would do well to recognize and remember its heritage, a heritage of which you are now a part. Remember to always speak highly of what you have accomplished, and know that the quality of your education is built on the history of 163 years of higher education at Penn State and 102 years of heritage on the Wilkes-Barre campus. Indeed, Penn State Wilkes-Barre is a highly respected institution in our regional community, and our graduates make significant contributions to the social and economic strength of northeastern Pennsylvania and beyond. It is now my great pleasure to introduce Mr. James Brezina, an alumnus, the outgoing chair, and longtime member of the Penn State Wilkes-Barre Advisory Board. Mr. Brezina retired from local government after serving more than 30 years, with the last 5 years as the first executive director of the Luzerne County Flood Protection Authority. He now owns a consulting firm specializing in flood mitigation projects and serves on numerous civic and community organizations. Mr. Brezina.
Good morning. On behalf of the advisory board for the campus, I would like to welcome our students and their parents, families, and friends to this commencement ceremony at the university's Wilkes-Barre campus. It is truly a Penn State blue and white sky today, after several years of rain the last couple of years, that covers us today and always will throughout our lives. I would like to congratulate our students who today complete their work here at Wilkes-Barre and continue on the exciting journey of living and learning. The education process never ends, and this day is another milestone in that process. The board wishes you good luck to the graduates, and thanks to the parents and families who have supported these outstanding students. Keep in touch with us and let us know about all of the good things in life that come your way. We are Penn State.
Thank you, Mr. Brezina, for your warm words of welcome, your outstanding service on the Penn State Wilkes-Barre Advisory Board, and your generous support of our programs, student, and faculty. We are honored to have you as a member of our campus family. Our chair-elect of the Faculty Senate, Dr. David Chin, will acknowledge this commencement's special students.
At Penn State Wilkes-Barre, we regard outstanding scholarship as a meritorious achievement which deserves public recognition. Students from our campus who are graduating with high distinction are wearing a blue cord, and students who are graduating with distinction are wearing a white cord. Will the student graduating with high distinction please rise and remain standing? Now, will those graduating with distinction please rise? Congratulations again, and best wishes for future excellence. You may be seated. Penn State Wilkes-Barre recognizes those who have honorably served or are currently serving in the United States Armed Forces by awarding a red, white, and blue honor cord in recognition of their duty and sacrifice. Will the student wearing a military honor cord please rise? We thank you for your service and offer our congratulations and best wishes in your future endeavors. One of the most prestigious awards that we bestow is the John R. Murphy Award. A successful alumnus from our campus, Rick Berry, endowed this award in honor of a former dean of students. This award is intended to recognize one graduating senior each year whose outstanding qualities of character, scholarship, leadership, and citizenship have been directed into programs and services that have positively influenced fellow students and have contributed to the prestige of the campus as a whole. The 2017-18 winner of the John R. Murphy Award for Excellence in Leadership and Service is Jesse Ragugini. Jesse is an Administration of Justice Fall 2017 graduate currently working as a drug and alcohol counselor with the Wyoming Valley Drug and Alcohol Services of Wilkes-Barre. As a student, Jesse was a member of the Administration of Justice Club and held various leadership roles within the club. He also participated in many community service projects and is described as someone who affects positive and meaningful change in the community. When asked who was the most impactful influencer of his life, Jesse states that his mother has been his pillar of strength and inspiration. He was further impacted by the support he received from faculty Dr. Darren Feld and Ms. Melissa Naylor. He believes their teachings have made him a more humanistic criminal justice professional. Jesse's favorite quote is, "If opportunity does not knock at the door, build another door." This has made him to be persistent in pursuing his life's goals. He states that he is still finding his place in this world, but he remains appreciative of the opportunities to help others along his journey. He feels that his total experience here at Penn State Wilkes-Barre has been very positive and rewarding, and that he will be back to support the events and programs of his beloved Alma Mater. Jesse, will you please stand? Remain standing. Audience, will you please join me in congratulating Jesse Ragagini? It is now my pleasure to introduce to you our student marshal, who is graduating today with the highest grade point average in the Baccalaureate Degree program. Please join me in welcoming Matthew Keynes, who is graduating today with a Bachelor of Science in Administration of Justice.
Thank you, Dr. Chin. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for coming today. I'm going to keep this nice and short so we could go out and enjoy some food and the rest of this beautiful day. First of all, I'd like to thank God for all the wonderful things in my life and for surrounding me with amazing people in every aspect of it. Winston Churchill once said, "We make a living by what we get. We make a life by what we give." This day is not only a reflection of our accomplishments as graduates, but also of the effort so many of you who are gathered here today have put in for us. I would like to talk briefly about a few people who have played a critical role in my life and my time in college. The first is my mother, who has had to put up with me for the last 21 years. I know there are a lot of times where we disagree and argue, but I also know that without everything you've done, my life would be so much harder. Without the support and the advice I get from you and Dad, I probably would not be here today. And it's not as if you had to worry about me alone. The last year in particular has truly been a challenge. Not only have you had to continue to care for myself and my brother, and indeed Dad too, but also had to fight courageously to overcome an exhausting battle with breast cancer. Honestly, I doubt this family could survive on a daily basis without everything you do and have done. But I can't dismiss all that my father does too. You always seem to be doing some type of work that you never want any help from anyone else with. But all this effort and influence has no doubt positively impacted my life in so many ways. I'd also like to take this opportunity to recognize someone that's played an enormous role for so many of us here at Penn State Wilkes-Barre. While we have many exceptional faculty members here at Penn State Wilkes-Barre, Dr. Darren Feld has went above and beyond in his efforts for students, both in the classroom and outside of it. I remember the first day we had him in class. He came across like a drill sergeant, but to our surprise, he was actually a very warm and welcoming man. Rick's door is always open for students to come in and talk about class, criminal justice topics, or life. Or in my case, all of the above, and then some. All of this seems to come from an inherent yearning to see students succeed, not only at Penn State, but in their time beyond. I have no other way of explaining all the hours he has spent and invested in the students here, at the expense of time he could have spent on his own work and research. And I can guarantee you, there was a lot of this that got set aside for us. Thank you, Rick, for all that you do and have done, and will continue to do, not only for me, but for so many of us up here today. Finally, I'd also like to thank and acknowledge all of the faculty and staff here at Penn State Wilkes-Barre who have done so much to make our experience here as students a successful one. This day is not just about us, the graduates. It is also a testament to the work all of the people, family, friends, and teachers have done to help us where we are today. I highly doubt that any one of us up here could have made it to this point without everything you have done for us. And you should be commended not only for these endeavors, but also for being excellent role models as we continue on the journey of life with a better understanding of what it means to serve others. Thank you once again, and indeed, for sitting through this speech. And to my fellow graduates, congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Matthew, for those words to reflect upon, and congratulations on your achievement. I now invite Kevin Mcevoy, who is graduating today with a Bachelor of Science in Information Sciences and Technology, to introduce our commencement speaker.
Thank you, Dr. Chin. I just want to say thanks to everyone here, all my friends and family here, those that aren't here, everyone in my life that has helped me get to this moment here today. All the faculty and staff of Penn State Wilkes-Barre especially, all of my professors, and definitely all of my peers, all the people that I've been through this journey with. I couldn't be here today without all of you guys. It's also really important to thank our guest speaker for coming out here today for our commencement. That guest speaker is Dr. Lance Bush. He is the president and CEO of Challenger Center for Space Science Education. Challenger Center is a nonprofit education organization that focuses on STEM, with STEM standing for science, technology, engineering, and math. The Challenger Center is headquartered in Washington, D.C., and it was created by the families involved in the Challenger space shuttle disaster in 1986. Dr. Bush has also previously worked at NASA and Paragon Space Development Corporation. And it is with this man's work that the future generations of space transportation can be in good hands. Dr. Bush is also certainly familiar with Penn State, as he has a bachelor's degree in aerospace engineering, as well as a doctorate in technology policy and management, both from Penn State. He has also received a master's degree in mechanical engineering from Old Dominion University. As a Penn State graduate and a leader in education, I don't think that there could be a better fit for a speaker here today. Everyone, please welcome to the stage, Dr. Lance Bush.
Thank you so much for that warm welcome. And good morning, class of 2018. In the next 15 minutes, and I am your last speaker before this all happens, you will step across an invisible line. It's kind of right where that fern is. And that symbolizes your crossover from a place of nurturing preparation to a place where you take all that is you and you go off to design the life you want to lead. It is my honor to give you a bit of advice, encouragement, and guidance, because 4 years, hundreds of credits, exams, term papers, and thousands of hours of studying has not been enough. While your professors have spent these years preparing you and your parents your entire life, tradition dictates that I, someone you have never met, gets the last 15 minutes of your education. So don't worry, at least I'm going to try to make it a little fun and entertaining. And while I share my perspective on what is possible in the real world, I hope you walk away with some tips for this next phase of your life. So as it was mentioned, I too am a Penn State grad and a Pennsylvania native, a kid who grew up much like you, and I wear those titles with great pride. You have earned a Penn State degree, which identifies you as distinguished in your knowledge and work ethic. A version of me sat where you were decades ago, and I won't tell you how many. Since that, with that Penn State degree, I've had the opportunity to design and build space vehicles of the future, to create and grow companies, to advise heads of states and ambassadors on issues of innovation and workforce development, to address the United Nations, and be a part of many more rewarding experiences. That all started with this Penn State education. But being here with you in this very moment knowing how excited and nervous you are, and thinking of the dreams and hopes that are pinging around in your brains right now, imagining what you will accomplish. Think forward some decades. Well, this is a really special opportunity right now. One of the best I've had in my career. So thank you for having me and allowing me to celebrate with each of you. Let's have some fun with this. I understand how important it today is for everyone in this room. Yes, you the students, and I'm talking to you right now, but also your parents, your teachers, the administrators, and all the other people who care about you and help you along the way. And like you, I'm sure all of you out there are relieved and excited to be here and celebrate this moment. I'm sure you've had your trials and tribulations in parenting, and I'm sure you've all started to celebrate this morning. There were hugs, there were well wishes, congratulations, but this is a moment right now where you're all together as a community to celebrate as one. So if I might ask you parents, family, faculty, friends to stand with me for a moment, I want to recognize our students together. So please rise. Yes, everybody rise with me, except the students. So let's give them a big round of applause to these graduates. And stay standing for a moment. Now, graduates, stand up, turn around, find your loved ones in the crowd. Go ahead, give them a wave. Yeah, great. Now you applaud them. Applaud your supporters. Students, I want you to give your families a round of applause. All right, that was the participatory part of the program. You can all have a seat. So there was a lot of love, there was a lot of enthusiasm in there. I think on the parents' part, it may have something to do with the upcoming change in cash flow that you'll be experiencing. And maybe parents, you are thinking about the day some of your students will pick up the bill for dinner. Maybe it'll happen. And look, I'm on your side. I'm a parent now, so I threw that in there for you. So let's get down to the business now of celebrating your graduation and sharing some of my last-minute advice for you. In a few moments, you'll reach out your hand and grasp your diploma. It's in that very moment you begin to build the life you have dreamed of. You get to write the rest of your story, and it starts with a clean page. When you leave here today, when you walk out those doors, you'll find an open road. There are no guardrails, no required turns, there's no Google Maps, and there's no Waze to guide you. Just a giant world that you get to make your own. Now, if that sounds a little scary, it's not unfounded. When I left Penn State as an undergrad, I was very fortunate to join NASA and start to design space vehicles. Since that time, I've run several organizations before I came to my current position as president and CEO of a global nonprofit. What you won't find in any Google search or professional bio about me is that it took me more than 6 months to get that first job out of college. But I worked hard to get that job. And I was determined, and even then, after getting this dream job with my engineering degree from Penn State, the first few weeks at work were overwhelming. I thought I was in over my head. I was a 20-year-old kid from a tiny town in Pennsylvania working with the legendary designers of Mercury, Gemini, and Apollo space programs. They sent people to the moon. The NASA engineers loved technical jargon, so much that they created acronyms for projects we worked on, for the software programs we used for the projects we worked on, for the hardware components that went into the vehicles, for the vehicles themselves. Well, essentially everything. And in fact, NASA itself, as you may know, is an acronym. It stands for National Aeronautics and Space Administration. There were so many acronyms in my first meeting that I only understood a few sentences from that meeting and each following one. And just as I thought I might understand from context what they were talking about, they moved on to the next subject. I thought there was a possibility I wasn't going to keep that job. But I used not only the academic knowledge I had from Penn State, I went back and studied my notes, but also the desire to succeed and some good old-fashioned hard work. I stayed late. I pulled some of the legends aside and asked if they would explain things to me and be a mentor. And I went to the NASA library to find a manual that listed all the known acronyms. Yes, there were so many, they actually published a manual of the acronyms, and it was this thick, and there were 2 volumes of it. I went on to spend 20 years at NASA as one of their chief rocket scientists and managed huge projects like bringing commercialization to space and utilization of the International Space Station for NASA and 16 countries. I tell you this story to confirm that yes, your next step might be tough and even scary. Accept that fear and that the nerves you're feeling right now are part of the journey. You probably weren't ready when you left high school. I'm sure your faculty members will say something about that. And when you came to college. But you will work hard, just like you did to get this Penn State degree. And I know you worked hard to get this. And just like you figured it out here, you'll figure it out at your first job, and the one after that, and the one after that. And one day you'll share your own stories of persistence and hard work with your children, or the young professionals you have the chance to mentor. So the second thing that will carry you forward and be a part of your success story is your willingness to build and maintain a sense of community. Now you understand why I made you all stand. Another thing you can't read in my bio or find in a Google search is that my success was shaped from my roots. I grew up in a Pennsylvania coal mining village of less than 100 people that is hard to find on any map. People were so poor that we realized we only had each other, and that was powerful. We helped each other and learned how to work together to make our lives richer. Throughout my career, I've always made a conscious effort to be a contributing community member. And I can honestly say that many of the positive turning points in my life are because of the support I received from someone or a group of people in my community. I still get support from my family and friends in my hometown. Before I sat down to write this speech, I had the pleasure of speaking with a few of your classmates. Yes, I called them up to find out, what your thoughts and concerns were, and spoke with Chancellor Jones. And if there was one common thing that resonated with me in all those conversations, it was that you value your community here at Wilkes-Barre. You care for each other and you support each other. I also had a community when I went to Penn State Barron. It's another campus that is much like this one. You have here in Wilkes-Barre a community of people that will always be there for you. That has provided you an ethical mindset and genuineness that will serve you so well. So when you leave here, you will transform into a new part of that Wilkes-Barre community, providing support to those younger than you. And if you go afar, carry the community in your heart. And use what they taught you to find new communities, to be part of that and that you can contribute to. No matter where you live, big city or small, there's a community of people around you that will lift you up and support you on your journey. Find them, ask for help, and most importantly, give help. And from what I know about Wilkes-Barre, its roots of hardworking people, you have a wonderful gift to this community that will be with you for your lifetime. Students, you have a whole room of people behind you right now, and they will be there. There is one last piece of advice I'd like to give you today, and that's about being a lifelong learner. I know you thought it was done. It's not. The passion to learn, to explore, to grow is what transforms us as human beings, enriching our lives, allowing us to expand our impact on this world. Even now for me, 30 years into my career and as a CEO of Challenger Center, I am enjoying learning more about humanity, about the resiliency of humans, and what is possible in a life when one is determined to continue to grow and learn. At Challenger Center, we design creative approaches to excite students about science, technology, engineering, and math, and introduce students to careers they may not have seen for themselves. And even more important is the work we do to spark in students a passion for learning for their lifetime. Now I get to meet alumni of Challenger Center, young professionals, who remember the moment that their potential was ignited and they realized they wanted to pursue a certain career, and that meant dedicating themselves to growth and learning. So that's the last piece of advice I want to leave you with today. It's what I hope you each carry with you from Penn State. A passion for learning. Learn from your jobs. The first one, the second one, the third one. Learn from your colleagues, the smart ones, and maybe the not so smart ones. There's lessons there too. Learn from your family and friends, your community, your foundation and support team. Learn from people who you share the same ideas and values with, and learn from those you don't. Read, travel, engage with life as many ways as you can, because this real world knowledge combined with what you've learned here at Wilkes-Barre, that will make you unstoppable. Knowledge gives you credibility, drives creativity and innovation, and sparks passion. And all those things will make your life that much richer. So today, you sit here on your final day as a Penn State student, but it's also your first day as a Penn State graduate and the beginning of an exciting journey. As a fellow alum who wore that same cap and gown some years ago, I challenge you to take all that nervous energy you have right now, harness it as drive, and take a deep breath as you prepare to step up here on this stage. I'm here to tell you, assure you, in fact, that you will write an amazing story of success. Penn State Wilkes-Barre class of 2018, welcome to your new status as Penn State alumni. Congratulations.
Thank you, my good friend, Dr. Bush. Lance?
Thank you, Chancellor Jones.
You are also our good friend now. You are a good friend of the class of 2018, a good friend of the community of Penn State Wilkes-Barre, and a good friend of the community of the city of Wilkes-Barre. Thank you for sharing your perspectives and experiences with our graduates. The work your organization is doing to expose students to STEM careers and ignite a passion for learning is both exciting and admirable. We wish to recognize your significant accomplishments and your leadership in promoting a public understanding of science and engineering. To show our appreciation to you and to commemorate your role today in this celebration, we present you with the most famous of all Penn State symbols, the Nittany Lion. Thank you very much. Thank you enormously for your speech that I know is so meaningful to our students here today. And thank you, Matthew Keynes and Kevin Mcevoy, for your remarks earlier. In addition to degrees, Penn State Wilkes-Barre offers credit certificates for individuals seeking professional development and personal enrichment. These certificates may also be used towards an associate or bachelor's degree. We would now like to honor one of the students who has worked so hard to receive their degree. I recognize Mrs. Teresa Clementi, who will present a certificate in Introduction to Business Management.
Will the candidate receiving a certificate in Introduction to Business Management please come forward?
As we prepare to award degrees, there are students here today receiving their diplomas who are returning home to Hayfield from other Penn State locations. We welcome their participation in graduation exercises on the Penn State Wilkes-Barre campus. We also bid farewell to 63 fine students who, having completed programs at Wilkes-Barre, leave us to complete bachelor degrees at 6 other Penn State campuses. We are confident that Penn State Wilkes-Barre has prepared them well for the challenges and opportunities they may face as they move on from this nurturing place to continue their education. We will miss their outstanding leadership, enthusiasm, excitement about learning, and their very good humor. As we say goodbye, we also welcome them into the ranks of our campus alumni, and we wish them Godspeed, success, and happiness in all of their future endeavors. We also invite them to return and graduate from Penn State Wilkes-Barre's campus when they finally complete their own degrees. Let us now proceed with the presentation of candidates for degrees. Dr. Bush, Dr. Brezina, Mr. Brezina, I promoted you there. I'll take it. He said he'll take it. Mr. Jonathan Sinclair, Ms. Wanda Oche are participating in today's commencement by congratulating our candidates. Mr. Sinclair, representing the Campus Alumni Association, will present them with their first Penn State alumni pin as they receive their diplomas. We now present candidates for baccalaureate degrees in 10 programs. Students, through your hard work, you have truly earned the degrees that you are about to receive and those degrees that are about to be conferred upon you. The diploma you each receive represents skill and knowledge that place you in a special group of men and women who have graduated from Penn State University. Use well these gifts you have worked so hard to acquire. Use them for the benefit of your families, your communities, and your world. Dr. Goldstein will call the name of each candidate. Please hold your applause until the graduate receives the diploma. And would those other members of the party on the stage please move forward to your positions. I recognize Dr. Francis Derby, Campus Program Representative for the College of Engineering.
Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Surveying Engineering please rise? Dr. Jones, I'm pleased to present these worthy and approved candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Surveying Engineering. Will the candidates please come forward?
Timothy Ace. Kevin Gibbs. Nicholas Myers. Kyle Nieswender. Nice. Ryan Patrick. Joshua Pistrak. Thomas Pistak. Christopher Patalski.
Dr. Willie Ofosu, Campus Program Representative for the Capital College.
Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering Technology please rise? Dr. Jones, I am pleased to present these worthy and approved candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering Technology. Will the candidates please come forward?
Gregory Briggs. Sean Drysball. Quentin Hugo. Roger Morgan. Joseph Shimko. Brian Sloat.
I recognize Dr. David Chin, Campus Program Representative for the University College.
Will the candidate for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in English please rise? Dr. Jones, I am pleased to present this worthy and approved candidate for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in English. Will the candidate please come forward?
Megan Carlson.
I recognize Dr. Wei Fan Chen, Campus Program Representative for the University College.
We are the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Information Sciences and Technology. Please rise. Dr. Jones, I'm pleased to present these worthy and approved candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Information Sciences and Technology. Will the candidates please come forward?
Timothy Fox. Kevin Hoban. DeAndre Monroe. Allison Rowski. Kayleen Singh. Mark Swick. Peter Tomczyk.
I recognize Ms. Teresa Clementi, Campus Program Representative for the University College.
Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Business please rise? Dr. Jones, I am pleased to present these worthy and approved candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Business. Will the candidates please come forward?
Adamczyk. Sarah Biller. Timothy Chimok. Evans. Taylor Finan. Adam Garnett. Heidi Higgs. Timothy Holden. Lauren McDermott. Caitlin Parker. Reese. Joseph Riley. Jessica Ross. Alexa Webby.
I recognize Mr. William Bachman, Campus Program Representative for the University College.
Will the candidate for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Corporate Communication please rise? Dr. Jones, I'm pleased to present this worthy and approved candidate for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Corporate Communication. Will the candidate please come forward?
Colleen Lawler.
I recognize Ms. Melissa Naylor, Campus Program Representative for the University College.
Good morning. Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Rehabilitation and Human Services please rise? Dr. Jones, I am pleased to present these worthy and approved candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Rehabilitation and Human Services. Will the candidates please come forward?
Stephanie Baines. Shana Maria Bialer. Allie Canfield.
I recognize Mr. Marshall Davis, Campus Program Representative for the University College.
Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Administration of Justice please rise? Dr. Jones, I am pleased to present these worthy and approved candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Administration of Justice. Will the candidates please come forward?
Samantha Amos. Shakur Jackson.
Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Administration of Justice please rise? Dr. Jones, I am pleased to present these worthy and approved candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Administration of Justice. Will the candidates please come forward?
Matthew Keynes. Kyle Fromert. Catherine George. Nicole Helena. Caitlin Losick. Jesse Ragaggini. Brandon Sandrovich. Brian Voitko.
We are privileged to have a student who has earned his master's degree through the World Campus participating in our ceremony? Will the candidate who has fulfilled the requirements for the Master of Professional Studies in Community and Economic Development please come forward? Dr. Goldstein will call the candidate to receive his degree, and I will present him with his hood.
Theodore Ritzik.
The candidates for baccalaureate degrees have now all been presented. Will all these candidates please rise? The highest authority at the Pennsylvania State University is the Board of Trustees. By the charter of the university, this body is vested with all responsibility for the governance and welfare of the institution, including the granting of degrees. It gives me great pride, therefore, that the Board of Trustees has authorized me to confer degrees at the Penn State Wilkes-Barre campus. I hereby confer upon each of you the appropriate degree certified by the Pennsylvania State University. You may now move your tassels to the left side. Congratulations, graduates. You may now be seated. Our Penn State Wilkes-Barre students are now graduates, bearing Penn State degrees. And I know it must feel good, and it should feel good. Please join me in recognizing this outstanding achievement again. It is now my pleasure to invite Mr. Jonathan Sinclair to the podium to welcome the graduates into the Alumni Association.
Thank you, Dr. Jones. It's my pleasure to be here today. Congratulations, graduates. I'm Jonathan Sinclair, representing the Penn State Wilkes-Barre Alumni Constituent Society. The Penn State Alumni Association celebrates your successes and welcomes you into a proud network of Penn Staters. The Alumni Association is powered by pride. More than 174,000 alumni and friends like you keep their connection through our world-class university through strong membership in the Alumni Society. Today, on behalf of the Alumni Association, I'm honored to share a graduation gift to you, a one-year free membership in the Penn State Alumni Association. Your membership keeps you in touch with Penn State and connects you with more than 300 geographically dispersed alumni chapters, interest groups, and college and campus societies. No matter where you live, what you've studied, or which campuses you've attended, we have a group that matches your interest. After graduation, once you have settled, reach out to your local Penn State alumni chapter. Your Penn State family will be happy to hear from you. In the coming years, when you visit Penn State, we hope you'll enjoy your time on campus and stop by our alumni's office or at the Heinz Family Center at University Park. With that, we would like to ask our new graduates to please rise. Would all other alumni, Penn State alumni here today, please rise as well. It gives me great pleasure to induct all graduating students of the Pennsylvania State University into the Penn State Alumni Association. Congratulations. As president of the Alumni Association, I get to ask one more test before you leave, and you thought it was over. We are? All right. Thank you, Dr. Jones.
Appreciate it. Good remarks. Please be seated. Thank you, Jonathan. Before we bring this commencement to a close, we would like to honor those who have contributed to the success of the class of 2018. Would the members of the Wilkes-Barre Campus Advisory Board please stand? Thank you for being with us today. Would the faculty please stand? And would the Penn State Wilkes-Barre staff please stand? Thank you all for so much that you have done for so many of these graduates today. You may please be seated. Now, I know there are many of you who are graduating here today who would not be here if it were not for the time, patience, efforts, and sometimes struggles of others to motivate you, prod you, or coerce you. These people may be parents, family, spouses, faculty, or others who played a significant role in your lives. So graduates, I am now going to ask you one more time to please stand and turn around and pick out those members of the audience, your family members, parents, and friends, and please applaud them. You may now be seated. Please be seated. I want to again thank Dr. Lance Bush for being the commencement speaker today, and I want to encourage all the graduates as you leave this ceremony and in the days after this ceremony to think about the words that Dr. Bush imparted to you. Remember that he is one of you, a native Pennsylvanian, and he, as he said, sat right where you were many years ago. But through hard work, the setting of high goals, he was able to achieve many great accomplishments, and so can you. All of us in this room believe in you, your parents, your family, faculty, staff, students, advisory board members. All of us believe in you, and the future is yours. Now you have been given much. And again, I implore you to go forth and leave your mark upon this earth. Make yourself, your family, Penn State, and the entire Wilkes-Barre family and campus proud. Congratulations, and may God bless. We invite all here today to enjoy a light dessert reception immediately following the recessional, and to take advantage of the beauty of this campus with all of its many photo opportunities. I hereby declare the 2018 commencement ceremonies of Penn State Wilkes-Barre closed upon singing of the Alma Mater and the conclusion of the academic recessional. Words to the Alma Mater are located inside the front cover of your program. Would you please join everyone in the singing of the Alma Mater?
Right around here.
Please stand.
The song. us, dear old state, dear old state, dear old state. May no act of violence bring shame to one heart that loves thy name. May our lives but swell thy fame, dear old state, dear old state.
We are. Thank you.
Nice.